Now, this video streaming for a bit is because there's nothing really to stream now. You know, I've made this stream because, well, kind of officially was released. The first one. And the second one's coming out this year. Now, and PlayStation Showcase are usually when they should be Infamous, which is kind of understandable because of the red electricity, which is in one of the Insomniac games. Spider-Man 2, which is being made by Insomniac Games, and another game which focuses on. I didn't expect it to be shut down this early, but let's be real, the game, for some reason, basically, most other games take like 1 hour or two, maybe more, I don't know, but no, it's not as long as Marvel's Avengers. That's shutting down, and the thing I didn't like about Marvel's Avengers is most of the new heroes that have been added in were just either they were rushed, so they didn't really have time to make a good story, or they were just female versions of like characters we've already had in the game, like Kate Bishop and Jane Foster. Bit random, you couldn't have added Doctor Strange or anything in. But and like Spider-Man, the amount of times that character got delayed and it didn't have a proper story was baffling. But you know, just think as Insomniac, you know, they're making Spider-Man 2, which may be massive, and Across the Spider-Verse is releasing later this year, so that might tie into Spider-Man 2, because on one of the a new Miles Morales kind of figure is being released, and the description was that he's been searching in the multiverse for allies and all that, and PS4 Spider-Man does appear in the new trailer, and so is Tom Holland's Spider-Man being mentioned along with probably the rest of the others. But yeah, so when Spider-Man 2 does come out, I will be streaming that, and so yeah, we'll have something new to stream. What else? Also might stream Jedi Survivor. That's coming out like quite soon, like really soon, I think. I mean, I was going to stream Hogwarts Legacy, but you know, I don't have that, and to be fair, I don't know. I don't feel like it would be something that I would enjoy much, but you know, yeah. Alright, you can see gameplay hopefully now. So, tomorrow, because I'm going to go quite in detail about it. So, characters, story, DLC, other things, yeah. And other ideas for it, because we're probably not going to get another game, although there has been rumours that there might be one coming, or that people want sequel to Second Son, Infamous 3 with Cole McGrath, or Infamous Remastered, just the first two games remastered for PS5. But yeah, the last game for Infamous that ever came out was First Light. That came out after Second Son, like maybe a few months or something after, I don't know. And it's a standalone game. It focuses on Fetch, the neon conduit, and set 2 years before Second Son, and her kind of origin story, because she first appears in Second Son, but we don't really know much about her. yeah. And yeah, I mean, it would be cool to get a new game, but they would have to take time on it, and I'll kind of go on about that now. I'm just going to go into, I know you can't see gameplay, this always seems to happen, but yeah. So, basically, I'm just going to click on this for example. Checking something. So, basically, say for Second Son, the game, it didn't really have much connections to the first two games, story-wise, even though it should have, because it doesn't make sense, because in Infamous 2, Cole McGrath uses a device called the RFI, and that's meant to kill all conduits, including him, but since Second Son takes place after, since Second Son takes place after Infamous 2, and somehow there's conduits now, and they're all alive. It's weird. The new ones are alive anyway. But yeah, because Infamous Second Son takes place 7 years after the events of the first game. Now, Infamous 2, I think, does take place in 2011. First Light takes place in 2015, and Second Son takes place, I don't know when. The thing is, right, First Light takes place 2 years before Second Son. So, that would be 2016. But at the same time, apparently the game's First Light is set in 2015, which I don't know, but you know, it doesn't matter. But yeah, Cole is mentioned. Right, broadcast is resumed, but it's only in a prime conduits, people that the original powers, and put it in, kind of transfer it over to other conduits, although it isn't the power at work, I guess. So yeah, but the problem is with Second Son, I feel like it was kind of rushed a little bit, because here's something, right? The game has 4 powers in total, right? Smoke, neon, video, and concrete. But concrete is unfinished, because it has a lot less abilities, and it's just kind of unfinished, to be fair. There's no karma bomb, whatever, if you kill an enemy, it doesn't really matter much. There's no colour change to it when there usually would be, but you know, I don't make the game, so I don't know. But there was also meant to be a few other, I think about 6 or 3 other powers. Now, there has been concept art for them. One of them was glass, which is pretty interesting. I feel like that would be pretty violent, and I'd actually really like to see how that would play out. Another power was meant to be paper, and a conduit in Second Son, it was this DLC called Paper Trial, and the kind of conduit you have to chase about, her name's Celia, and she has paper powers, but you don't actually get them for some reason, but you know. But that would have been another power. Wire was meant to be another power. That looked awesome from concept art I've seen, but unfortunately that never played out. So these powers I'm not really sure of. Well, two of them not really, but I guess but this one. Steel was also meant to be a power, and it actually looks pretty interesting. One of the kind of main things you can do is fire machine gun bullets or something. It was weird, but it looked interesting. Another power was meant to be, I think, nature. Well, I've seen some concept art of some sort of nature thing, and yeah, so that could have been a power. And the last one I'm really not sure of, shadow, like shadows. I mean, that's been some sort of concept art of something, but I don't know if that was just neon or something else. But I don't know. Doesn't really say. Yeah. So that would mean there would be 10 powers in the game in total: smoke, neon, video, concrete, glass, paper, wire, nature, steel, shadow. Now, interesting thing is that there's something that I really kind of want to see in the next Infamous game, and that is like with the Second Son, kind of thing where you don't magically get the powers. You have to obviously kind of fight the people that own the powers to get them. So you have to fight Fetch for neon, Eugene for video, and Augustine for concrete. And well, not really Hank for smoke. You kind of got that power normally, but you got that power for, I don't know, you just did. Delphin's ability is to copy other people's actual abilities, but you can only do that if it's like the person's original ability, not a copycat. To say a DUP soldier had like neon abilities and Delson tried to kind of get that power, it wouldn't work because it would only be Fetch. He would only be able to absorb it off Fetch because she's the original owner of that power of such. Same with Eugene. I don't know what that was then. Oh well. Eugene, he's the only one that can give you video, like the video powers, but broadcast is resumed for like a minute until it said low internet quality. What? So Dells can only absorb it off her, not one of the DU. Not until after you get the power, but yeah. Also, I'm going to go into some details. Do you know what? I might go into most kind of details of what I want in the next Infamous game, if I was to make it. Concrete needs to be finished. Like, go into the game, either, maybe, I've kind of had an idea. So, when you try free all the, well, Delson goes to Cotton K, or he was going to go to Cotton K to free all the conduits that were locked in there. I've kind of had an idea for how a mission could play out for a tutorial. After you've freed all the conduits, basically you would have a tutorial and you're in one of the arenas and you have to face a certain amount of, I don't know what actually, DUP at the start maybe, but then again Augustine isn't in control anymore. It's Celia, possibly, but to be fair, you just have to fight a bunch of enemies for maybe a tutorial, say for concrete or something. And another idea is we need to kind of mention older characters from the older games more, like Nyx, Quo, Zeke should return, maybe just to kind of help out with some things. Bertrand, mention him somehow. The Beast. Now, come on, you need to mention him. He's kind of the main reason why Augustine started DUP, because the Beast is the reason why she has her powers. The Beast has a few powers. I'm gonna kind of say them all. A few different kind of, like, it's like Kessler. He has a few mini sub abilities other than their main ones. For example, the Beast has pyrokinesis. He can control fire pretty much. We don't actually see him control fire like that, but he can shape himself into fire. Like he can shapeshift himself into a giant, like, lava, like, silhouette of himself, like the Beast. His name's John White, I think. Yeah. So, basically, Cole defeats the Beast with the RFI, but yeah, so one of the Beast's other powers, he can telepathically speak to Cole. He can also shapeshift into the Beast. He can also kind of control the weather, change his size for shapeshifting. He can also control gravity, create black holes, manipulate matter. He can change any matter or energy into lava kind of matter. He can also regenerate. Now, his most important power is the Rayfield Blast. Now, Cole got his powers from Kessler, who is his future self that time travels back to Cole's current, like the first game's kind of timeline, so that Cole can get his powers earlier to stop the Beast try to stop the Beast before it kills everyone, I guess. So yeah, they accelerate the development on the Ray Sphere, which gives Cole his powers. And what happens in the game is, in the first game of Infamous, you have a choice. You're with John, right? The person that is the Beast, but not until the second game. But you don't know that until near the end. What happens is, you have a choice. You can either activate the Ray Sphere again, that's kind of evil karma because it will kill lots of people, or destroy it with a lightning storm, which is your good karma option. But whatever option you choose, John will die because the Ray Sphere doesn't. What happens? It kind of creates a vortex and it sucks John into it and it kind of kills him. But not really, because he pulls himself back together, and what I'm guessing because of that's how he kind of got the ability to be able to blast Rayfield energy everywhere and turn people into conduits or activate them. It's like with the evil ending of Infamous 2, which isn't canon, obviously, but Cole doesn't use the RFI, kills Zeke, kills Nyx, but right after the RFI is destroyed by Cole, John White says he's had enough of killing, and he transfers his powers into Cole. And Cole kind of continues the journey to turn people into conduits and all that. I'm just checking something. Yeah, that's sweet. So yeah. So the beast needs to be mentioned in the game, to be fair. The next game, if there is one. Because he was the kind of cause of everything, I guess. It's the cause of the DUP, technically. He's the cause of, I'm gonna say maybe Delsin. He's like half the cause of Delsin getting powers, like his conduit powers. Another thing I want is, well, I think another kind of thing I want is like karma choices. Well, so you have, let's just say, fetching Eugene from in the next game, and whatever, if you choose a good or evil kind of choice, or whatever that could be, that should affect your relationships with them, instead of them kind of just forgetting about it. Now, powers would be the most kind of complicated bit to add in. Let me think here. So, I don't know how many powers there should be in total. There was 4 in the last game, and I think there was meant to be 10, so let's go with 10. But that 10, I don't really know. Maybe, I mean, you don't want to kind of copy and paste all of them back in. So, Smoke should definitely come back. Because, well, hold on, I'm gonna make a new stream.